Coming up next on this edition of In the City, Rutherford Works, along with the American Job Center, is hosting a job fair at Embassy Suites. Also, the Southeastern Association of Fire Chiefs' 91st Annual Conference is held at Embassy Suites. Plus, the first African American Miss Tennessee hosts a meet and greet right here in town. And the Murfreesboro Police Department puts on a self-defense summer camp for kids. We'll tell you all about those stories and more coming up right now on this edition of In the City. Welcome to another edition of In the City, your source for what's happening right here in the city of Murfreesboro. I'm Michael Linn White. High growth and high wage jobs will be featured at a job fair that will take place Thursday, August 29th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Embassy Suites.
My name is Beth Duffield. I work at the Rutherford County Chamber of Commerce as the Senior Vice President for Education and Workforce Development. We are under the umbrella of Rutherford Works, which is our economic development arm of the Chamber. So we are very focused on bringing new companies to our community, new jobs, as well as helping our existing industry grow. And as a function of that, we want to make sure that we're filling those jobs with high quality talent. Data shows that usually students kind of have an idea of what they want to be by the age of 8, third grade, somewhere in there. But if they're only exposed to what they see on TV, or maybe their limited purview in their family, they're not going to understand all the different types of jobs that are available. So most kids would say, I want to be a fireman, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a doctor. They may not understand that you can be a project manager and pour concrete for Turner Construction and have a very successful career and at a really nice living wage. So if we can start to even have those conversations and expose them as early as possible to different career options, hopefully it can help broaden their opportunities for them. In Murfreesboro City Schools particularly, Overall Creek is doing an amazing job with helping students to understand all things STEM or STEAM, so science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And they tie all of their projects to careers in our community, which is really great. So you've got kindergartners that understand meteorology and traffic and the different aspects of that, and how what they're learning in the classroom really applies to careers in their future. We are continuing to grow. We are somewhere around 2.7% unemployment, which is great. Even with that low unemployment rate, about 4,500 jobs, if you look at jobsfortn.gov, which is the State Department of Labor's website. So even with the low unemployment rate, we still have a significant number of jobs available. And to help try to fill some of those jobs, the Chamber is actually hosting, in partnership with the American Job Center and Workforce Essentials, a career fair or a job expo on August 29th at the Embassy Suites from 9 until 2 p.m. Currently, we have over 100 employers who have registered. We have space for 150. And all across the board in terms of different industry sectors and types and levels of jobs are being posted and will be available. And we're also inviting our higher education partners in to set up tables for those individuals who may want to consider going back to school to improve their opportunity for higher employment opportunities. The networking opportunities that come from meeting individuals, they'll remember your face a whole lot better than just your name on a sheet of paper or on an application online. And certainly there is no registration necessary. We want to make it, again, as easy as possible for people to get a job. So we will have a registration sign-in that day, and we'll give them some information. They should bring their resume, come dressed for success, and be ready to interview for a job.
Murfreesboro is growing rapidly, and with that growth comes great opportunities for our city. This week, for the first time ever, Murfreesboro was chosen to host the Southeastern Association of Fire Chiefs' 91st Annual Conference at Embassy Suites. 350 chiefs from 10 states will learn from the best to better serve their communities.
We're able to bring in national level speakers that are teaching leadership concepts as well as strategic and tactical concepts of better ways of fighting fire, better ways of keeping our people safe, and ensuring, as we say, that everyone goes home at the end of the shift.
Mayor Shane McFarland welcomed the group in the opening ceremonies. National recording group Little Texas sang the national anthem. And over 100 vendors set up shop with the latest in fire gear and technology.
Murfreesboro Fire Rescue has had a lot of hand in hosting this and planning it, and it's just a really neat thing for us to be bringing this conference here.
Events like this couldn't be possible without countless efforts from all city agencies. And for the visitors, well, they say Murfreesboro has given them quite the welcome.
Everybody's been so accommodating, not just from the fire service family, but everyone that we've come in contact with at the local restaurants and businesses around Murfreesboro. So we've really felt welcomed here.
This year's event is combined with the Tennessee Fire Chiefs Association's annual event for a joint leadership conference. Reporting for CityTV, Michael Linn White. Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Chief Mark Folks was named the 2019 Fire Chief of the Year by the Tennessee Fire Chiefs Association. Folks had a major hand in bringing the conference to Murfreesboro for the first time in its history. Approximately 300 fire chiefs and their families attended the conference. Also recognized, MFRD's Public Information Officer Ashley McDonald was presented with the President's Award. This prestigious award is usually reserved for fire officers. McDonald was a driving force in ensuring a successful annual conference through her expert ability to plan, manage, and collaborate with members of all ranks. Congratulations to both city employees. You make Murfreesboro proud. Brianna Mason, a first grade teacher at Hobgood Elementary, takes on a new role as the new Miss Tennessee.
I'm Brianna Mason, Miss Tennessee. I was just crowned 2 weeks ago.
Brianna Mason breaks boundaries, being crowned the first African-American Miss Tennessee in the pageant's 80-year history. At Stones River Mall, the newly crowned winner greeted fans and even received a key to the city of Murfreesboro from Councilman Ronnie Martin.
I got to see some of my former students and people that work at my school, Hobgood, and it was just such a fun time.
One woman, who's also a former pageant contestant, came to Murfreesboro for the very first time and brought her young daughter just for this event.
I'm just so excited to have met her, so excited to be here, so excited that my daughter had the opportunity to meet her.
This is the fourth time Mason competed in the Miss Tennessee pageant and says this win is for all young girls with big dreams.
I'm looking forward to just making an impact and being a role model for young girls that look like me.
Mason teaches first grade at Hobgood Elementary, but will take a year-long break to fulfill her duties. She will represent Tennessee in the Miss America pageant September 8th. Reporting for CityTV, Michael Linn White. Each year, the Murfreesboro Police Department hosts summer camps called RAD Kids. These week-long camps teach kids basic self-defense.
The Murfreesboro Police Department each year hosts summer camps called RAD Kids. RAD stands for Resisting Aggression Defensively and teaches kids to protect themselves from violence and harm.
RAD Kids is a personal safety empowerment where we teach kids they can't always be with somebody, so we try to give them the skills and the knowledge to get away from a bad situation and get to help. So we kind of take fear, turn it into strength.
She's really learned how to stay safe and what to do in a situation if a predator or somebody were to try to hurt her, and that really warms my heart. It makes me feel good that she can, take care of herself in that situation.
The first 4 days of the 5-day camp spends time teaching these skills to the children in an instructional setting. The 5th day is spent putting the knowledge into action as the police officers wear a RAD aggressor suit and approaches the children as strangers.
Yes, there was one thing where I didn't know that we were going to do the moves at first. I didn't know we were going to do it like on our teachers. So I got a little nervous and stuff because I didn't want to hurt anybody, but when I got to do it, I got comfortable. If they try to grab you, then you can try to get away by doing these kind of drills.
There are 3 scenarios that the kids are put through. The first one teaches kids to use their best defense weapons, their voice and legs, to just run away.
We teach them that's their first weapon they have is their voice. Get loud, make sure you draw attention to yourself, and that helps a lot of them just getting through that first barrier, and then it kind of snowballs from there.
If they're in a bad situation, that they're loud enough, if there's a police officer in close to them or their mom and dad are close to them, whoever can hear them and know that they need help at that time.
You have to speak loud and tough so whoever around you in the store can hear you and they can get some, or them or the authorities can come and protect you.
The second scenario is where the officer makes physical contact with the child, while another officer is there to help remind them to get away from the situation.
We'll take that little bit of abuse and beating just to show everyone these kids that, you know, they have the skills that if something does happen to them, that they can get away and they can do what they need to do to get out of danger.
It teaches you about safety and how to get you away from the people who are trying to grab you and, you know, hurt you and stuff.
The third scenario is a full-on grab, and with the help of the officers, go through their choices of defense tactics to see what works to get away.
They can use any of their moves that they've learned on him and actually see what it feels like to connect.
You see them beforehand and they get so nervous and they're so worked up, and then they get through it and they do what they need to do, and they do what we taught them, and just the look on their face, you can see just the confidence that comes to them.
Practice those moves that she's learned with the police officers, you know, hone them in, and just she's done great. Because she can be a little shy, and that has, you know, helped her to be more, you know, communicate better and build a camaraderie with her peers and friends here. So, you know, all the way around, it's been great for her.
But this teaches you about, like, just get away.
Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Department hosts a national soccer tournament, bringing players from all around the country.
The U.S. Youth Soccer Program is a nonprofit and educational organization whose mission is to be the future of soccer and provide a path for every player. Recently, they held their National President's Cup at Siegel Soccer Park in Murfreesboro. This tournament hosted 48 teams from all over the country, such as South Dakota, New York, and California.
For this, it's a little different. We actually had a bid on this about 2 or 3 years ago. So I'm actually the chair of this tournament for the local side of it. So the local chair. So I came up and got with the 2 local soccer organizations, and we got together. They are providing all the volunteers and stuff, so I head that up, and I work very closely with Will with U.S. Youth Soccer about getting those opening ceremonies and the facility ready for this.
The winners of state events go to a regional event. The winners of the regional events come here to the national event. There's 4 regions in U.S. Youth Soccer. There's East, West, South, and Midwest, and they play 3 days of round robin. And the top 2 teams play in the championship game on Sunday, and the other 2 teams play in the third place game on Sunday.
So we get compliments about the grass, the play of field. You know, sometimes they'll want, like, hey, can we have more stands and stuff, and we try to compliment on the stands part of it.
Murfreesboro has been an absolute gem to work with. I can't say enough about the local organizing committee here, the Parks and Rec people, Brittany, John. I've met so many other people that can't even remember their names, but they've done a fantastic job. These fields are in pristine condition. You know, we say jump and they say how high. You know, you've looked around the facility here and you see all the banners and the tents and the flags, and it's just exciting to see. We worked with Murfreesboro there, that we put out a request for proposal. I think there were 6 or 7 possible responses to that. They're all evaluated, and Murfreesboro came out on top. You know, there's 2 things really that soccer tournaments really to be successful need. Number 1 is hotels and local amenities, and number 2 is fields and facilities there, the bathrooms and the concessions and that kind of stuff. And Murfreesboro checked both those boxes very easily. We absolutely get feedback. There's 4 regional chairs that are also on my committee, and they get feedback directly from their teams. And believe me, if there's an issue, you know, this is an expensive tournament for families to go to. They're spending a week away from home, and you know, they may have planned family vacations that they'd has to postpone, or this becomes their family vacation. So if there's something that's not right, they're certainly going to let us know very quickly. Soccer is absolutely growing in popularity. The recent Women's World Cup win is really going to boost a lot of young ladies trying to play soccer, and that bodes well for the future of youth soccer. We are thrilled to be here, definitely enjoying the experience, and this is day 1 of 4. We're looking forward to 3 more days. The weather is holding out today, you know, and a nice little cloud cover is keeping the temperatures down a little bit, so it's been a fantastic experience so far, and looking forward to the next 3 days.
ROVER, Murfreesboro's public transit system, recently added new electronic fare system to all of its buses.
Hi, my name is Russell Brashear. I'm the Assistant Transportation Director for the City of Murfreesboro. I oversee the city's transit operations, otherwise known as ROVER. ROVER's been in service since 2007. We have 7 routes. We pretty much touch every major area of the city. The shopping areas, the medical center area, Social Security office, places that people need to go that use our system. A couple years ago we did a ridership survey, and we discovered that the majority of our passengers are using it for employment so that they can get back and forth to work. And again, a lot of them use it for medical needs or just to get out and go to the grocery store. So one of the things we're trying to do to improve the ROVER service and make it more accessible to other people in the community who may not currently be using it is the implementation of a new electronic fare box system. And we're really excited about it. Our customers love it. It gives them options again that they never had before. Our fare box equipment on board the bus consists of 2 units. We have the driver's control unit here, which is known as the OCU, and then we have the actual fare box right there, which is what the customer interacts with. Only the driver interacts with this, and the customer uses that. Okay, so here's our fare box. This is what the customer will use to pay their fare, get their transfer tickets and day passes and so on. We have the coin slot here. They need to use exact change only when they do this. So you can drop in pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters, half dollars. It will not accept any kind of foreign currency or token. So it has to be US currency only. All right, this is our paper dollar bill acceptor. You pay with $1 bills, $5 bills, $2 bills, and $10 bills. We do not accept anything higher than a $10 bill. You can put it in face up or face down. As long as the dollar bill goes in flat, it's not crumpled up or torn, it will not accept torn dollar bills. This is our customer display. This will show the customer, how much money they've already put in. It'll show the customer how much money is due. If they are buying a regular fare single ride, it's $1. If all they've put in is 75 cents, it will tell them that they still owe 25 cents. Every fare paid, you're allowed to have 1 free transfer onto another bus. When that transfer is issued, it has to be used on another bus. It can't be used on the same bus that you just got off of. The transfer will come out here. It's good for 45 minutes. Then go over to the next bus that they're wanting to get on. They will insert it in this reader, and it puts a big X on the back of the ticket and invalidates it. If they have purchased a day pass, a regular fare day pass is $4. If they happen to only have a $5 bill, they can put that $5 bill in, and then it will say $1 left over, and we can hit a change card button, and it will issue a change card out of the slot. I purchased my day pass. A couple hours later, I'm going to ride again. I come on board the bus. I take my day pass. There's 2 ways that I can do this. I can slide it through this reader here, or I can insert it here. Sliding it through the reader is preferable. So we just take it. Fare satisfied. Okay? Now then, it has an anti-passback feature on it. If I try to do this again on the same bus immediately, it's not going to work.
Card not valid.
So we also have a couple other features that aren't available yet. We have a smartphone option right here where you insert the bills in the same spot. There's a glass plate here with a reader underneath. A person would be able to go online, purchase their ticket, and receive a barcode on their phone. They come in, they'll lay their phone up here, it'll read that barcode and show that their fare has been paid. In addition to that, we have a smart card option up here where smart cards can be purchased and they're reloadable. So you buy a smart card, you put $20 on it, and you can reload that smart card and just keep using it over and over and over. You just tap the top up here. We do have on the city's website, we have access to the ROVER page, which you can look up, find out all the information you need to know about the service, from the fare structure to the routes where they go, the times that they operate. And this kind of moves us into the 21st century with fare collection.
Hundreds of volunteers gather at Hobgood Elementary to make sure kids and teachers have what they need for another successful year. It's back to school time, and that means getting everything ready for a successful year.
Today we have our Step the Bus initiative from United Way.
Over the past month, businesses in the community have been collecting school supplies.
At Hobgood Elementary, volunteers sort and pack over 15,000 school supplies that will then be donated to teachers and children throughout the community.
We've collected the supplies, we sorted them today, we put them in boxes, and then UPS is going to deliver them to Rutherford County, Cannon County, and Murfreesboro City schools.
Organizers say of the 9,000 kids in the city school district, over 50% of them qualify for free or reduced lunch. Initiatives like this help lessen the burden for those students and teachers.
There is a need, and thank goodness we have a community that sees the need and steps up to make a difference.
This is the 8th year for Stuff the Bus, and over 100 volunteers donated their time to get these supplies out just in time for the first day of school. Reporting for CityTV, Michael Linn White. The Charlie and Hazel Daniels Veterans and Military Family Center is the largest and most comprehensive facility of its kind in the country. Mayor Shane McFarland recognizes Daniels' efforts at a special ceremony at their annual fundraiser. The Charlie and Hazel Daniels Veterans and Military Family Center at MTSU is doing big things.
Charlie and Hazel Daniels, and then also General Huber, who they've put together this great veterans center over at MTSU. There's not anything like it in the country, and so have got to spend some time with the General and seeing what they're doing for veterans, not just veterans that are MTSU, veterans all across our community and all across our country.
At the Grove at Williamson Place, the second annual Victim Impact Celebration draws a big crowd and a performance by Daniels himself. Murfreesboro Mayor Shane McFarland presented Daniels with a key to the city for the work he's done to benefit veterans and the entire community.
There's one thing that I can say about Charlie Daniels, or really two things. You're going to know where he stands on Christ, and you're going to know where he stands on our country and our veterans.
Daniels' passion for the center and for veterans is unwavering, and he has big plans for the future of his organization.
I want to see every need that every veteran has fulfilled, whatever it happens to be, if it's medical care, if it's psychiatric care, if it's job placement, if it's a pat on the back and a hug around the neck, whatever it is. I want every veteran that has served our country to know that there's a bunch of people that care about them. And I want to be a part of that for as long as I live.
Money raised will go to the Daniels Center to continue to help veterans in transition and their families. Reporting for CityTV, Michael Linn White. Lifelong Murfreesboro resident and Assistant Chief Alan Swader retires from Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue after 29 years of service. When Murfreesboro native Alan Swader joined the Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department 29 years ago, it wasn't necessarily his dream job.
I'm thinking, this job's really not for me. I don't want to be running to burning buildings and everybody else running out. I'll stay until I can find something different.
He was out of college, newly married, and needed a job. And once he settled in, he saw opportunities for growth and found a love for helping others.
Weeks went by, months went by, and I'm thinking, wow, I really enjoy this because you're helping people when they're in need.
Fast forward to 2001, Swader is promoted to Assistant Chief of the Training Division, where he's been ever since, and now he's retiring.
29 years later, this journey has been fulfilled.
The community came out to support Swader on his new journey in a big way at Patterson Park Community Center. Colleagues, friends, and family offering heartfelt words of what he's meant to them and to the city of Murfreesboro. He gives credit for his success to God and says his goal has always been to treat others with respect.
We have a tough job and we have tough decisions that has to be made on a regular basis, but there's a way you do those things to make sure you don't disrespect people.
After 29 years of serving others, the big question is, what will he do now?
I can't sit. I will be busy doing something. I have a passion for youth, for kids, and I'm thinking God will lead me in that direction. And if not, wherever his footsteps is for me, that's where I'll be.
Swader says he's also looking forward to spending lots of time with his family, and we wish him all the best. Reporting for CityTV, Michael Linn White. CityTV recently produced 3 public service announcements to help keep city residents informed.
What number should I call?
This is a new campaign to inform citizens on which number they should call when contacting the Murfreesboro Police and Fire Departments.
What number should I call in the event of emergency?
Remember, never be afraid to dial 911 because of uncertainty. If you think you or someone else is experiencing an emergency, call 911 immediately for help.
What number should I call for lost or damaged property, noise complaint, welfare check, or vehicle accidents with no injuries?
For non-emergency events where there is no danger to persons or property but public safety is needed, call 615-893-1311.
What number should I call to speak to police or fire department employees?
For matters that don't require a police response, such as contacting a department employee or administrative section directory, call 615-849-2MPD. For the Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department, call 615-893-1422. By calling the correct phone number that matches a citizen's need, it will enable the timely processing of 911 emergency and non-emergency calls and possibly save a life. So now you know.
What number should I call?
You're driving around Murfreesboro in the mornings or afternoons. You see a school, lights are flashing, and traffic is slow. Looks like you've entered the school zone. With schools in session all across Murfreesboro, here are some simple school zone tips you need to follow to keep our kids safe. For starters, be aware when those lights are flashing inside a school zone. That means slow down. The speed limit is 15 miles an hour. Speeding in a school zone is considered reckless driving. You can get a ticket or even lose your license. Also, while in a school zone, remember the school patrol must be followed. Be prepared to stop at any time while in that zone and follow their lead. You'll notice bicycle and pedestrian traffic in school zones. Let's keep our kids safe as they are going or leaving schools. And here's a reminder of the state's hands-free law regarding using phones on the road. Do not use your phone on the roads unless you're using a hands-free device. This is extremely important in our school zones so drivers can stay focused and again, keep our kids safe. Do your part to help keep our school zones safe for our students.
The Walk to End Alzheimer's is celebrating 20 years in Rutherford County. That means for 2 decades, our community has rallied together to raise awareness for Alzheimer's, a devastating disease that can feel incredibly isolating for those experiencing it. In that time, we've also raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for Alzheimer's care, support, education, and research. But the fight isn't over. Our state has the 4th highest dementia death rate in the nation, and there are currently 120,000 Tennesseans living with Alzheimer's. Join us on September 21st at the MTSU Dean Hayes Track and Soccer Field to show our neighbors they're not alone in this fight. For more information and to register now, visit alz.org/walk.
Well, that's it for this edition of In the City. As always, for more information about the City of Murfreesboro or any of the stories you've seen here, you can always visit our website at www.murfreesborotn.gov. And if you want to see one of the stories that you've seen today or catch up on some of the latest city news, you can always visit the City of Murfreesboro's YouTube channel. I'm Michael Linn White, and until next time, we look forward to seeing you in the city.
What number should I call?
This is a new campaign to inform citizens on which number they should call when contacting the Murfreesboro Police and Fire Departments.
What number should I call in the event of emergency?
Remember, never be afraid to dial 911 because of uncertainty. If you think you or someone else is experiencing an emergency, call 911 immediately for help.
What number should I call for lost or damaged property, noise complaint, welfare check, or vehicle accidents with no injuries?
For non-emergency events where there is no danger to persons or property but public safety is needed, call 615-893-1311.
What number should I call to speak to police or fire department employees?
For matters that don't require a police response, such as contacting a department employee or administrative section directory, call 615-849-2MPD. For the Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department, call 615-893-1422. By calling the correct phone number that matches a citizen's need, it will enable the timely processing of 911 emergency and non-emergency calls and possibly save a life. So now you know.
What number should I call?